Yep, we're ready. It's called the IT Committee meeting to order, May 5th. Members present, Dale, Russell, Kyle. Public comments. Seeing none. Other IT issues if necessary. We do have a few to discuss today.
Just wanted to update everybody. Last month we talked about the fax lines that were on IP Flex that were not functioning. We have successfully moved 4 of them. So that's the first thing AT&T's done in really a year. So there were 2 in this building that we moved, the treasurer's fax and the assessment fax, and then 2 in the courthouse, probation, and circuit clerk. So those were moved. Actually, AT&T was here yesterday, and we got those moved, and then Tim Goodman had to come down and change some of the programming in our system. So, and then there will be 3 fax that we are going to eliminate through this. I don't have confirmation that that has happened yet. So what we did is, because going from IP Flex to POTS lines is more expensive, about $20 a month more expensive to have a POTS line than an IP Flex line. So the cost of moving those 4 is $1,000 annually. If we remove those 3, we can save a little over $600 annually, so it'll be about $350. It'll cost us every year to have these 4 as POTS lines. So that's where that stands. The other update I have from AT&T is on the 2 PRI accounts. There was 1 PRI. Was our system before we went to IP Flex. We had 1 PRI in the admin building and 1 in the courthouse. And when we switched from PRI to IP Flex, that was supposed to be an upgrade in service and no early termination fees on our contracts on those accounts. That didn't happen, and we were charged on the admin building $5,244, and on the courthouse it was, I think, around the same amount, 5,000, maybe 150, something like that. We've been fighting those. I've been fighting those ever since with no luck. This month, last week, the week before, I received a check from AT&T on the PRI account, a $650 refund check for overpayment. So what that, it says overpayment on the final bill. So what that tells me is that they applied the credit, you know, for those early termination fees, and then we got a little bit of money back. I sent them an email and asked them for the final bill, so I've got that for my records. I didn't receive a response yet, but at least one of them is moving forward. So there's a little bit of activity going on there.
Just to make sure everything stays in writing.
Right. That's exactly why I want that final bill for my record. So, the only other thing I have, I got a voicemail from Jeff Facer, is the president of Area Wide, the owner, and he told me that Corey has left the company.
What?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Didn't tell me to pursue other ventures.
You still got his number?
Yeah, exactly.
I think he was good.
He is good. But he said very amicable terms, etc. I actually have a friend who recruits for IT people in the Chicago market, and she said their hire rate is 95%. So it is a very competitive market with lots of turnover because they can always command a higher rate somewhere else. So he said for right now he's our contact, and then Jonathan Hagler, who's actually a very good technician, I would say one of the best technicians there. So the two of them will kind of be monitoring our account in the near future until they determine what their next move is.
What about the 911 computer issues, all that, is that done? Titus computer stuff.
Yeah, I've not,
It's not here today.
no.
Figured it's good.
Yeah, so I assume there's no, because she had said at the last meeting that she would monitor it on her own. So I just kind of left it as a,
I just don't want it said that we didn't follow through.
I know. But the note I made was that she said she would monitor it on their own, that it wasn't worth, because remember last month what I reported was that Corey said there were things they could do to monitor it, but it, you know, they would charge for it, and her response was that that was rather expensive, and she would monitor it on her own and let us know if she wanted something else done.
Okay. Any other IT issues?
You know if they shut Debbie's email down yet?
I don't know.
No, Debbie.
Yeah, I don't know that I said that. Do you want it forwarded to someone? They will usually forward it to someone else for 6 months. You want it forwarded to you? Okay.
Any other IT issues?
Not an issue, a question. We're talking about the pipelines to the fax machine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that actually then a signal going through the AT&T cable and not necessarily going to a satellite?
I know that it is old copper lines. I do know that. That's what it is. So that would say to me,
Copper lines where, outside of here?
yeah.
Here recently, when we had a attack on AT&T cable in the northern part of the county, there was a massive loss of cell connections and any type of connections because they all go through that cable. I was amazed locally,
Fax machines still work?
any attempt to make a call within inside this area through the cable line, through a cable line, it still works. And so, right.
Yes, that's true. And
Right.
that's what will happen with these.
Okay, and so the thing is, I'm thinking a traditional telephone could be plugged into that same jack where the fax machine is, and you could pick up and call NIDA on a hard line.
You could.
And so you could, if it was and it's nothing to do with this committee, I'm thinking more emergency management type people,
No,
but at the
agreed.
same time, there is a potential to keep a hardline communication in the local vicinity.
Well, all the sheriffs and 911 and highway lines are still those old copper lines, cable lines. So they all have service.
Locally,
Right,
yeah, they just couldn't get out of the area.
right.
That's cool. Just wanted to clarify that.
Under the nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other issues? Or new business, old business? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Come on.
Moved by Russell, second by Dale. All in favor to adjourn? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting is adjourned.